Good morning. Welcome to Out and About. I'm Cactus. Now, if you guys know me and watch me, you know that this is usually an exploring channel. Finding old abandoned stuff and old cars and traveling and camping. Well, today we're going to make a do-it-yourself snowmobile stand out of old bed frame angle iron. And we're going to keep it as simple as possible because I'm not a fabulous fabricator. I can make things. I can do carpentry and home renos. I can definitely fix cars. But we'll see how this turns out and if it's something I can post on the internet and recommend that you could do. We have a large garbage pickup here in the Ottawa Valley where you can put out your couches, your bed frames, your big bulky things that you'd normally have to haul to the dump. So twice a year in the Ottawa Valley, you can put this out to the road and they'll pick it up. And often there's lots of steel and aluminum. All the aluminum pickers come by and pick all that up. They're not supposed to, but they're welcome to have mine. So sometimes I'll pick up these bed frames just for the occasion that I might want to build something. So what I've got to work with here is my hardly ever used steel chop saw. Has come out of storage so I can chop my angle iron. Lovely to see that again. And my Lincoln electric welder, which again barely gets used. But I'll say if you want to have a shop and be handy and you want to get some things done and build your own things, you might not use it often, but it's handy to have when you need it. So I use it so little, I probably loan it out more than I use it myself. I think 2 years ago was the last time it got used. My colleague was building a trailer, and he put a new spool of wire on it. And there's probably enough there, flux core wire. And that's the thing too. If you want to do nice clean welds, you'll buy regular wire, and you'll have a fitting on the end. A brass or bronze fitting, and you'll use argon gas, so you have a nice clean weld. Even more so, this is a 110 volts. You would have a 220 volt one with argon. But for what I do, fixing the odd exhaust, making the odd little contraption like this is all I need in my garage. Careful of your power supply. I do have a rather large wire coming out here from the house. Haphazardly run, but it is safe, not to code by any means. So I got a big wire coming to a little fuse box. Not even a fuse box. Well, yeah, fuses, not breakers. I'm worried they're gonna blow, but I got a heavy wire coming out of the fuse box of the house, so I'm not melting wires. And I got a regular wire here, which should be able to handle it. I got a great big fat extension cord that can handle all the amperage going through it. Instead of using a regular carpentry one, I've got a big heavy one, so hopefully I don't blow my fuses. If so, I will have to replace them. What else do you need in a garage to get things done? I think more so than a welder, one needs torches. Normally acetylene. I'm too cheap for acetylene, so I buy propane. And when you switch to propane, you can cut and heat all day. You just need to change the tip to a propane tip. And you turn down the pressure of your propane, which would be acetylene normally, from about 5 pounds down to about 2.5 to 3 pounds. Oxygen can stay at about 30. These little oxygen bottles you can actually buy, and you just exchange them when you're ready. I've been sitting on this for years because all I do is heat things. I'm not cutting much. And I probably haven't filled it up in 6-7 years. so it still works. I used it a while ago in the caravan before I sold it, fix up the exhaust. But yeah, if you're going to do work at home, in your garage, or outside, as I do, you need torches. Valuable tool. Get you out of a lot of jams. This garage doesn't get worked in so much because it was an old, rotten, eroded floor. The previous people that lived here years ago parked their vehicle in here, and the floor got all eaten away by salt. So to lift this double 2-story garage would be incredibly expensive. So I just lined the sides with plywood and had a chum of mine pour cement in here about 4 or 5 inches. So I got a nice clean flat floor, but I don't park salty vehicles in here. I try and keep it clean. If I'm doing any work, it's on that pad outside. Anyway, let's see what we got here. I figure 90 degrees should be good to hold up the sled from tipping over. You could go wider, but it might be tippy. You could go more narrow. It might be sideways tippy. So 90 degrees seems to be good. And that's the conclusion I came to. I was looking at a different angle initially. You could see where I cut. But I think I'll just keep it 90 degrees. And you could cut both to match, so it's all flat and flush. But it's sitting flat on the floor now. So I'll just keep it at 90 and weld it right in there. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Then we'll cut off a piece here for height. I've already marked it. And we'll put a little saddle on top when we're done. Maybe about that wide. And the bar of the skidoo, the grab handle in the back, the little saddle can sit under here or off to the side, whatever works. I got this hitch on here. So let's see how this goes, folks. Cheapo Valley Hit Boy snowmobile stand, and if there's enough material left over, we'll weld one up for Office Rocker Oiler. If you don't know Office Rocker Oiler from my previous videos, he's been a little elusive lately. He's an otherworldly being. It's hard to explain. There's a bit of legalities involved. I can't say too much, but he's kept at a facility down south, and they study him and things. We let him play with a welder once, and he tried to weld one of the cats at the facility to a fridge, and so we had to take it away from him. And yeah, so I'll just maybe make one for him. He'll be happy. When we took the welder away, he was pretty mad, so we gave him a potato and a jar of buttons, and he seemed to be happy. That kept him busy. Okay, let's see how this goes. With the old handy angle grinder, you'll see that I've ground off the paint, maybe the old rust, where I'm going to put my welds, like this actually. And you see right there, just so it's cleaner, so my crappy little cheap welder can bond better and not be trying to get through paint and rust. Safety, I got it all set up here. I got some weight on it so it doesn't shift around. I got a clean spot for my ground to be. I did have a gas can kicking around here. I moved that. So safety, make sure you got nothing horribly flammable kicking around when you're cutting or you're welding. I'm not the safety guru by any means, but just make sure. So I haven't used this in a long time. So for power, I'm going to put it up to D for heavy voltage. And wire feed, I'll go maybe halfway and see what that does. If it's all too crazy, I'll turn it down. Like I say, I'm no expert on welding, but I do it. On, it's alive! The flux core wire should be ready to go. A reminder of flux core wire, they do age out. The flux inside the wire can get old, and it is at least a couple of years old. I really should be replacing it, but this is not a fancy project here. I'm not building a trailer, so we'll just hope for the best and see what happens. Watch my horrible welding. professional welders are probably shaking their heads. Check, check. And now a little saddle for right here. Got it. So there we go. A simple do-it-yourself snowmobile stand. Angle iron from old bed frames. Now if you don't have a welder, and you can scrounge up the stuff, and you always can, you can cut it with a hacksaw and take it to a local welder or a car repair shop and get them to weld it up. Maybe a little 10-20 bucks cash. Right on. So I did have enough left over to make Office Rocker one in his requested hot pink color for some reason. Anyway, probably matches his underwear. There you go, Office Rocker. I'm Cactus. This is Out and About. This is not a do-it-yourself channel, but if you haven't subscribed, consider doing it. Join me in my travels. I might get a new 50cc scooter in the spring and hit the road again, hopefully in the States. But other than that, this winter will be this, ice fishing, maybe a bit of cross-country skiing. Thanks for tuning in. Have a nice winter. Say bye, Fitz. Say bye, Jock. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care. Just some last-minute details in Office Rocker's skidoo stand. It's going to be for his birthday, so I thought I would just dress it up in some of his favorite colors and stickers. He's going to be surprised. He's more relatable to this alien, Bigfoot, probably at the moon stuff, but yeah, you should be pleasantly surprised.